In this lecture, we will learn how to set up a GitHub account. Let's get started.
Hi, I am Imran Afzal. I make learning technology easy, even for beginners in IT. So I have over 25 years of experience in Linux administration, Windows, virtualization, and many more. I have taught millions of students worldwide.
So, first open your web browser, click on the address bar at the very top, and type github.com, then press enter. Now, it will take you directly to the official GitHub website. When the website loads, you will see the GitHub homepage where there are many options and information, but the most important part to notice is in the top right corner where you can see two buttons called Sign In and Sign Up. If you are already a user and you have created your GitHub account earlier, then you simply need to click on the Sign In button to enter your account by giving your email and password. But if this is your very first time and you do not have a GitHub account yet, then you must create a new one by clicking on the Sign Up button. As soon as you click on the Sign Up button, it will take you to the registration page where the form for creating your account will appear. Here you can see the GitHub registration page. At the very top, there is also a quick option to continue with your Google account, which means you do not need to fill in everything manually. Below that, you can see separate boxes where GitHub asks you to enter your email address, create a strong password, and choose a username that will represent your account. You will also notice that GitHub automatically detects your region or country, and here it is showing the United States of America because the system has picked up that location from the browser. Let's move on and create the account manually. First, we type our email address in the email box, and GitHub checks if the format is correct by showing a green tick mark on the right side. After this, we move to the next box and create a password that must follow GitHub's rules, like having at least 8 characters, including numbers and lowercase letters. When the password is strong and acceptable, GitHub again shows a green tick to confirm it is valid. Then we type a username of our choice, which will become the name linked with our GitHub profile. And if the name is available, GitHub shows another green tick to approve it. Below this, GitHub automatically detects and fills in your country or region. But if needed, you can open the drop down menu and select another country. After that, you can see a small checkbox where GitHub asks, if you want to receive product updates and announcements in your email, this step is optional and you can tick it if you want to get those updates. Finally, after filling all these details correctly, we click on the Create Account button to move forward in the registration process. GitHub does not immediately create your account, but first asks you to verify it. As you can see, a message that says verify your account, and at this stage, GitHub. Once the basic verification is complete, you will see a green tick mark with the message verification complete. Right after that, GitHub asks you to confirm your email address because this is the email that will be connected with your GitHub profile. A security code is automatically sent to the email address that we used earlier during registration. Now we move to our email inbox. As soon as we open our email account, we can see an email from GitHub with the subject line saying that it contains our launch code. Open this email, and inside you can clearly see a big number, which is the verification code sent only to us. Simply copy this number and then go back to the GitHub registration page and paste these numbers into those boxes. As soon as we pasted it, GitHub accepts our code and verifies our email successfully and takes us to the login page, which means our registration is now fully complete. On this login page, we only need to type our username or email address and the password we created earlier and then press the sign in button. Once we do this, GitHub logs us into our new account, and now we are ready to use GitHub for saving projects, creating repositories, and working with our team. Now, we are taken to the main dashboard page. This dashboard is like the home screen of GitHub where we can manage all of our projects. On the left side of the screen, we see a green button that says Create Repository. A repository is simply a storage place inside GitHub where all the files of our project will be saved and tracked. If we think of GitHub as a library, then each repository is like a separate bookshelf where one complete project is kept. To start our first project, we click on the Create Repository button. It takes us to a new page where we can set up the details of our repository. Here at the top of this page, we see a field for repository name where we must give our project a name. This name should be short, clear, and easy to remember because it will become the main identity of our project on GitHub. Below this, there is a box for description where we can write a short explanation of what the project is about, although this step is optional. Further down, we see the visibility option, where we can choose whether our repository is public so that anyone can see it, or private so that only we or the people we invite can see it. This choice depends on whether the project is open for everyone or meant to stay personal. Next, we see some additional options like Add README file, which allows us to create a special file that explains the details of the project, and Add .git ignore, which tells Git to ignore certain files that we don't want to track. There is also an option to add license, which explains how other people can use or share our project if we make it public. Now let's fill these fields. First, we type the name of our project in the repository name box. As soon as we finish writing the name, GitHub automatically checks whether this name is available or already taken by someone else, and it shows a green tick mark with a message that the repository name is available. Below that, there is a box for description where we can type a short explanation about our repository. This step is optional, but it is always a good practice because it helps us and others remember what the project is about. Next, we move to the configuration section. Here, the first option is choose visibility, which decides who can see the repository. For now, we keep it public so that it is open and easy to share. Then we see the option Add README file. Let's turn this option on by moving the switch to the right, which means GitHub will automatically create a README file for us. For now, we leave the other options as they are without making any changes because we just want to create a basic repository for practice. Now press the Create Repository button. As soon as we click it, GitHub creates our new repository and shows us its main page. On this page, we can see the name of the repository written at the top, which in this example is my dash first dash git dash project. Just below it, you can see the branch name, which by default is set to main. And you can also notice that one file called readme.md has already been created because we selected the option to add readme file earlier. Inside the readme file, the repository name and description are displayed clearly, showing us that GitHub has successfully recorded the details we entered before. On the right-hand side of the page, under the About section, we again see the description of our project, written exactly as we typed it. So anyone who visits this repository can understand what it is about. You also notice small sections like activity, stars, forks, and watchers, which will show numbers in the future as more people view or interact with our repository. This page confirms that our GitHub registration and setup process is now fully complete. Now we have our own GitHub account, our first repository created, and we are ready to start using Git commands. See you in the next lecture.
I hope you learned something useful in this video, and I will see you in the next one. But wait, please don't forget to subscribe.